This is JR from Pig Destroyer, and you're watching Metal Nexus.
Great show today.
Thank you.
How often is it that you actually have a pig in the mosh pit?
Actually, we have a guy that comes out to a lot of our shows who comes in a chicken suit.
Oh, yeah?
I've seen different kinds of animals. I've seen the pig before, but it's not every day. You know, I always like it when you get a pig.
So are you more amused with Spider-Man out there, air drumming?
Yeah, I think Scott was talking. He came over to me during the set, and he was like, "There's a guy in a Spider-Man mask, and he's air drumming everything." And that's another thing you don't see every day.
Yeah, of course. I see a lot of people dressed up, you know, but a pig getting destroyed in the mosh pit, I mean, it all said it right there. So like I said, it was amazing to finally see you guys today. Are you on a current tour right now, or is this a one-off date?
Well, a one-off date is kind of a tour for us.
Right.
We all have full-time jobs, and we just kind of get out like a weekend at a time. You know, we've been playing like a show every month or every 2 months, like that sort of thing. So
the band's been together about 20 years.
Yep, almost exactly 20 years.
How does it feel looking back at the 2 decades of domination?
Oh, just it's weird, man. It's weird to think that we've been doing it for this long. I'm just really fortunate that we still get to do it. I mean, a lot of the bands that started when we started are long broken up. So I'm just glad that I still get to hang out with my bros and just play some metal, man.
Yeah, it's great. It was great to hear Jennifer too. I definitely was like crossing my fingers that would make it in there. How much do you mix the set list up?
We try to make sure that we put a little something in from all of the full-length records. We kind of get bored with things quickly, so we like to mix in new songs when we can. We're really itching to play a lot of the songs from the new album that we have written, but we don't really want to do too much of that until it's out, you know. But
is there a release date yet?
No, we have basically everything written. We have to record it and then get the artwork together and that sort of thing. So I'm hoping that it comes out in the spring. I wouldn't expect it before that.
Now, speaking of art, how important is cover art to you in this modern era of music?
Oh, I mean, it's as important as any other part of the record, honestly.
Yeah.
I think that an album is kind of a unique thing in that it enables you to bring together music and art and lyrics into a complete package. And when those three things all work together, it creates something very special. And people can latch onto it in a lot of different ways, you know.
One thing I really miss about whenever I was growing up with music, I'd go into a record store and I'd buy an album solely based on the art.
Oh, yeah.
Have no clue what they sound like and just buy it. And I think a lot of younger people these days are missing out on that.
Yeah.
Kind of the surprise of it. So I still greatly appreciate album art.
Well, I think it's harder nowadays because there's so many bands.
Yeah.
And when I was younger, there were a lot of metal bands, but not so many that you couldn't follow them. You know what I mean? Like now there's a new band every day I'm hearing about. So it can be kind of overwhelming sometimes.
And with all the modern recording processes, somebody can start a band in an hour.
Absolutely.
And record something and have it online.
Absolutely.
Now, a lot of your lyrics are pretty dark and shocking. How do you? What inspires your lyrical content?
Growing up with death metal and horror movies, and also being extremely depressed and anxiety-ridden, those things all kind of factor in together. It's the sort of thing where I don't necessarily plan to write dark things, but when I grab a pen and a piece of paper, that's just kind of what comes out. Yeah.
So speaking of movies, I seen you said something not too long ago about Twin Peaks.
Yes.
So are you a big fan of the series?
I'm a huge fan, yeah.
I love the old stuff. I haven't watched the new stuff yet. Have you watched the newer stuff?
I'm not totally caught up to the newest episode, but I've seen some of the new season, and I really like it a lot. It's kind of divided some of my friends. I mean, everybody's got an opinion. And when it's something that's as weird as Twin Peaks, you're never going to be able to please everybody. So I think for me, the greatest thing is just to if you've watched the first 2 seasons, you know that it kind of ends on a major cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So it's just nice to try to get some closure for that, you know, even if it's after all this time.
Yeah. So speaking of also censorship in music, you know, a lot of people throw around the word politically correct these days. Where do you think censorship has a place in music or not at all?
I don't think it has a place in music at all. I think that it's not against the law to hurt someone's feelings. I think that, and you can't really, a society can't protect everyone's feelings. You know what I mean? Like, the artwork has to stand on its own, and being upset with something is a perfectly legitimate way to experience it. You know, I'm not going to go like every single movie that I see. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that they should stop making the movies that I don't like. You know what I mean? I think you can't really account for taste, and I think it's more important that people are allowed to say what they say. There's a quote, I believe it was from Thomas Jefferson, where he said that free speech is not designed to protect recipes for apple pie.
Yeah.
You know, it's there to protect controversial ways of thinking, and I think it needs to continue to do that.
So can you tell us about the bonus tracks that were on the reissues of Phantom Limb and Terrifier?
Yeah, back in the early 2000s, Relapse had a subsidiary in Japan, and in Japan they have to spend so much on the records there that they try to include some bonus material as an incentive for them to buy the domestic version. So Relapse always wanted us to, you know, cook up an extra 5 to 10 minutes of material just to, you know, attach to the Japanese versions. And now those versions are out of print, and Relapse wanted to reissue like Terrifier and Phantom Limb, so we took those extra tracks and added them to the CD. But I'm really glad that more people are getting a chance to hear them.
Yeah, definitely. I think sometimes even bonus tracks will make people pick up an album that they already have.
Oh yeah,
just to get the bonus material too.
I mean, that can be a bad thing sometimes, you know, like when a band puts out like a greatest hits and they put one new song on it to get all those. I mean, you know.
And the extreme fans are going to buy that.
Absolutely.
Just because they have to have everything.
I mean, from a marketing standpoint, it's very smart, but sometimes it can feel like you're gouging the fans. I hope that our fans don't feel that way, but you always want to, you know, when you put something, you know, you're reissuing something, you know, it's kind of remastered, and you want to, you know, maybe throw something a little extra on there for people.
So you also announced that next year Enemy Soil is going to be reuniting.
Yes.
First time since what, 99?
Well, I haven't been in the band since 96, since before I was in Pig Destroyer. But yeah, that was my very first band that I was ever in, and kind of introduced me to the world of grindcore and playing live, and all the guys in that band are still really good friends of mine. So that's probably the thing I'm most excited about, is just being able to get on stage with really old friends and you know, just try to, you know, when you've been doing something for 20 years, you tend to get a little nostalgic. Yeah. You want to go hang out with those guys you used to hang out with and play those old songs, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good time.
Now, you're also already added to the Maryland Death Fest.
Yes.
Have you ever played the Death Fest before?
I played it with Big Destroyer on a couple of occasions.
I thought so,
yeah, it's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, a great lineup. And what brought on the idea to reunite?
I think it was just you know, all the guys in the band are we all still do other bands, you know, and we're all still very close. I mean, we hang out all the time, and it just kind of, it's one of those things where the stars kind of align, you know. We're all free at the same time. We're all kind of like able to get together and go over stuff. And
will that be the first show?
No, we're the original plan was that we're doing a show in DC. That's just an Enemy Soil show with some openers, and that's in January 2018. And then once word of that got out, then the MDF, the Maryland Death Fest thing, kind of came together after that.
So I know a few months back you played Grave Dancer for the first time in like 15 years.
Yeah, since the first time since we made the video, actually.
Yeah. So why so long, and then what made you finally play it?
We absolutely had the most miserable time making the video. And after that video was done, we literally have never played the song since then in rehearsal. We never even wanted to listen to it. It just
bad memories.
Yeah, we were just so bitter, and it was just a really bad reference. And I think somebody, Adam, he wasn't in the band at the time that all that happened, and I think maybe he brought it up. And we were like, yeah, maybe we should dig that out, and dust it off a little bit. Because, I do like the song, but for us it was kind of fuck that song. Kind of a visceral reaction, I guess you would say.
Did the fans realize it at the time that in the crowd that you hadn't played it in such a long time?
I think I might have mentioned it when we did it, but yeah, it just hasn't been in the set for a long time. I don't know if anybody really paid attention to that, but we definitely did.
JR, I definitely appreciate your time. Guys, like you said, they're getting ready to release a new album. When did you say, next spring?
Hopefully in the spring, if everything comes together the way that we still have to get the artwork, and you got to get the right mix, and then Relapse has to do their promotional thing. So making a record is one of those things where you kind of have to plan almost a year ahead, to where it's going to be. So it's like giving birth or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't just pop right out.
Yeah, sometimes it takes more than 9 months.
Exactly.
Well, I definitely appreciate it. We look forward to hearing the new album. I'm sure it's going to be amazing.
I think everybody's going to be happy with it. I think it's some of our best stuff.
So. I know it's going to be a labor of love, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you.